think, from P8 to P7. Maybe Zotax can get Joe into the first corner. There's going to be trap. No, he won't.
He's going around the right side. There's a bit of a lock up. I think he's managed to get it done. Move there from Alex.
Background in his mirrors, ready to pounce.
Joe is super quick through the two corners there.
Here goes Sox. Joe defending. Sox is going to try to go around the outside here. And he gets it done. Great pass there by Zox.
Here we go. Maybe this is opportunity from Gilesy. Into turn one. He's got the exit speed. He's got 17 kilometers now. He's got to brake
done.
Heavy. He's going to have the outside line, but there's enough room.
He's trying to set up J Rocket for the second DRS though.
Joe will come back at Jules. Jules goes defensive. Joe around the outside. Looks like Jules broke early. That was an interesting one. Oh no, there he's right back in it. Joe with the better line coming in.
He's got the inside line as well too, yeah. Climbing up the hill.
Oh, looked like he backed out of it a little bit. It's pretty clean driving between these two.
And he goes squarely on the throttle, so yeah, that's going to cost Joe a little.
Oh, it's 3/10 into turn 4. Joe makes a move on J-Bars in the background into T4 as well.
Kehoe making a drive on J Rocket. Three-way battle here.
Oh, this is big. Could there be drama? Oh, they tuck in. Someone's gone wide. Oh, a bit of an unsafe re-entry there, I'd probably say. Not sure who that was. Maybe J Rocket. You got to play these out, you know. You got to. Sometimes you bide your time and you wait to do it in the second zone. Here he comes again. It's just a 10th. He's a double move. Gets the inside. He tries to fake him out.
There goes Zox.
Oh, he's had a spin. There's a little bit of contact. Can he keep out of the wall? He can. That's a pretty good. Oh no! Commentator's curse. He gets back on the track just as I'm saying that he's had a pretty good recovery, and that's. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube and Twitch. Welcome to the OCE Racing League Tier 1 race, round 7 of Season 3. We're here in Montreal, Canada. Round 9 of what was meant to be the 2020 calendar obviously never took place, so we're giving it a red-hot crack here today. The track, 14 turns. I believe it's 6 to the left and 8 to the right. It's a bit of a tricky one. You've got 3 chicanes with exits that like to catch people off guard. You've got turns 3 and 4, I think 6 and 7, and then, of course, the Wall of Champions out the back. We've got a hot lap this week from Oreo, who is top 3 in Tier 2 currently. And he's going to take us round. We've got the back-to-back DRS straight to kick things off, and then this slow left-hander. You've got to get down a little slower again for the right-hander, and a really tricky exit there. You'll see a few drivers losing traction into the first chicane. Again, you've got to try and cut as much as you can. Careful on the exit. This right-hander, if there's a little bit of a slippery condition, you can often lose it there. This left-hander drives you in, and then this exit, it's like there's a little bit of a bump or something, so you might see a few drivers losing traction there as well. Our second DRS zone before we head into the second chicane. The exit, always careful on that wall before we head down to the final hairpin. Right down, big braking zone into second gear. And then very careful on the traction on the exit as we line up for the big long back straight. I guess it's the back straight, but it's the second last straight before we get onto the main straight as we get almost to the rev limiter before heavy braking down the fourth, and be very careful of the Wall of Champions as we finish the lap. We had last week the results at Brazil. Jules was a late promotion after Wolfman picked up a 5-second penalty for an incident involving Joe. So that gave him a couple of points boost, which makes it very spicy for the ladder as we have a look at the standings. And I'll welcome Biggles here, as Biggles was also having a look at the standings before the race began. So welcome back, Biggles. And you were having a look at some of the midfield battles there, or I suppose maybe 4th, 5th, 6th, that kind of zone. Where is it?
Squabble for crucial points. I'm here, sorry. Just trying to stay awake, it's fine. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. So you've got a really good spread, haven't you, from Toko all the way down what looks to be around Broccoli. or Piero
Piero,
as well.
the old,
Wolfman.
the old broccoli man who's no longer racing. Yes, it's been quite a season. The point structure's really, I think, shown that it can deliver some results. And we've got Jules out in front and Moggs chasing him hard. Both of them, Jules with a DNF and Moggs who missed a week because he took a week off. And you know what? Someone to watch is Wolfman, who's only raced twice and has managed the podium both times. So keep your eye on Wolfman as we head to the track. And we wonder
Wolfie
why
also coming off
isn't picking
a
it up
race
anymore.
win as well.
Wolfman, that's right, race win in Tier 2. He will be looking to continue that form right into this one. I think the tradition continues. Is it Moggs the first? No, he's not. We've got P5. Oh no, my telemetry's horrible. So, Jules.
I think the first out on track was Tycho.
All right, well, let's have a look at Tiho as he heads... Yeah, so he's almost finished his lap, potentially. P8. Purple across the board, so he's setting the standard. And there's a few drivers that have come after him, and none to go quicker yet. Although Jules may be.
Jules is quicker.
Doesn't clip the wall of champions, but does take some of the grass off the edge. And the first time on the board is a 1:09.1, and that's a great start. Very quick to get things going.
See if Jules can do anything about it. I'm thinking my predictions out there earlier. I'm going to say Wolfie's got a podium.
Well, I'd say that's
sleeve.
good money so far. He's managed to show that he's got the pace and an eventful Tier 2 race, and he was up there again. Jules,
talk about
purple.
Zotex. Yeah, I think Jules has got this easy peasy if he doesn't invalidate in the Wall of Champions.
We're looking at it. How is it? Is it an 8? It is. It's an 8.897. So a couple of tenths faster. But let's have a look at what Moggs has got. He's on the mediums. So this is going to be interesting. Moggs trying the alternate strategy. A 10.2. So quite a bit behind, to be honest. But I'd wager that he's probably got time for, or fuel for a couple of laps in there.
1.3. Tire difference is about, what, 8 tenths? So he's got much more in the bag there if he can get on with it.
Yeah, I'd say you could... It's probably more like 6 or 7 tenths in the dry. Or if he's doing a double push, it's not looking good. So, anyone got a weather report for us? Have we got anything spicy coming?
Of course I do. I was doing a rain dance earlier.
Oh,
was talking to Jules
the
about
rain
it.
dance.
Oh, it's definitely worked, guys, because it's going to rain.
When, though?
That's something we might have to check
Oh,
out
it's a
with Jeff.
secret.
Maybe
It's a secret.
Yeah, a little late, I think, for this qualifying session, but we'll see. It's dynamic weather.
So,
We'll see
Oreo,
those conditions.
our hot lap driver for this week. Coming around the hairpin as he sets his final lap. And is that potentially someone behind him on a hot lap trying to pick up a toe? Be a nice, clever little toe if he could get that to work. That's Joe behind him. Wall of Champions is always such a scary one to line up, I tell you. If you can manage the whole race. Oh, P3 from Oreo and Joe feeling the benefits of that toe, no doubt. Going P2 with a 1:08.988. That's a great lap from Joe.
You know the Australian version of the Wall of Champions in Albert Park? Do you know that one?
I don't know what it's called. Is it just the exit of turn 16 or 17? The last one on the right-hander?
Exit turn 10 and 11. That's the fastest.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, that's a scary one.
Yeah, Zotex at the moment. Yes, right, Zotex, I'm calling you that, even though you're Soxy. Apparently I've been requested.
You still didn't get it right. It's Zox with a Z, mate.
No.
You'll have to send all complaints, Zox, to Biggles at commentary.panama.uk. I don't know.
Yeah, we have no mail system here, so good luck on sending that one. Let's see if you can send it down.
I'm sure
Christina
it'll
Strait.
find its way to Biggles eventually.
Put a letter in a bottle
Oh,
and just put it in the ocean.
Zox has invalidated on the Wall of Champions as he comes across the line trying to set his time on the mediums. So I hope he's got fuel for another run.
I hope he's wearing some socks. If we get that right.
I Love Controller,
Yeah,
one of the last few to set a time, has not invalidated A 1:10.5. I've seen him definitely go faster than that in qualifying in our practice sessions, so there's more time to come from I Love Controller. Wolfman on his out lap. Who else is setting the light on fire? Joe managed a purple final sector, so I think that toe may have given him an extra couple of tenths.
Check Mogsy. I think Mogsy's come over, snatched this one away. You're right there. Tycho's going a little bit quicker as well as the track evolves.
Moggs
So check out
with a
between
purple
those drivers.
second sector on the medium tyres. What can he pull out here? How far behind was he on his first sector time? It was pretty close. So what's Moggs going to put in on the slower tyres? P2 and not a lot separating them. Half a tenth between Moggs on the mediums, 4-lap-old mediums, and Jules on the softs. That's a solid lap from Moggs there.
Okay, should be looking. No, he won't improve. I'm surprised about the Wolfman's pace at the moment because he's not howling enough that he did in the previous race with that beautiful Australian livery.
Yeah, he's
Making
about
me-
4
making me
tenths.
feel. Yeah.
4 tenths down on his lap so far through sector 1 and 2. It's not terrible. You know, that's still a good 5th or 6th as we see him cross the line into P6. So that's pretty strong showing, really. The time's ahead of him pretty quick.
Not enough for me, mate. I backed you. I went to my local. I went to the local TAB. I'm throwing a ton of money down, my friend. So you better get up there. Better give me a race win.
Please always
Tycho's
remember to
going even
gamble
quicker.
responsibly.
Yeah, it's no. Well, let's gamble responsibly.
That's a mega first sector. That he's 2 tenths up and a little bit in the first sector. Second sector, a couple of tenths down. So right now he's right on track to equal or beat Jules. Oh, Jules who's just gone a little faster as well. So let's see.
I think it's P2. It's Mogsy. Can he get? Obviously, Mogsy's on the medium tire, so he should be able to smash Mogsy. But he's not going to get Jules' pace, I don't think.
He lines the last chicane up, and he takes pole.
Does it?
Provisional pole by 3/100ths of a second.
Wow.
Bravo, Tiho. Zox still yet to put a time in. He'll be wondering what he's going to do after kind of bottling his medium run there. Didn't have the fuel to
driver
do
was
another
that?
one.
Oh, the P12 driver of Zotex. Sorry, I'm not quite sure. I got confused on that one.
Alex, who's invalidated his current lap, looks like he's getting set for another. Window on a hot lap coming down the back straight. No, he's on his out lap. Never mind. Is anyone pushing, driving like they mean it? Oreo with a personal best first sector.
Driving like Wackle did in the last race, where he's having cars on top of him. Sorry, I'm going to pick those puns thinking fast out there. As Zoltke says, poor Kiwi in the last race.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the car on top of me from the last one. It's a quick
I'm sure
second
we'll be
sector
able to
from
unpack
Oreo.
all
He was a tenth faster than Tiho in sector 2, but Jules was a tenth faster again. So this is looking like a solid lap. No purple sectors, but Oreo looking pretty strong. Potentially
improving.
very low 9, and see if he can get any better than that. Let's go on board for this last. Oh,
He's going down the
hit wrong
casino
button.
straight into the World of Champions. He's talking about not betting.
Oof.
I'm betting he's going to improve on his time.
Cross the line, and he doesn't get. He gains 3 tenths, but he can't gain a spot, and that just shows you how tight it is from P4 to P1.
That car was glued through the wall of champions there. It
Impressive.
looked very comfortable. But comfortable does not equal fast all the time.
Window, who has invalidated his current lap. That's a shame. Peanuts, who picked up his first win in a different league. He's been cheating on us, but he's pretty excited.
Oh, it's Peanuts. I was wondering who that maybe 247B, whatever his postal code is or zip code was. I get that's Peanuts now. Okay, great.
Yeah, that's
Right.
Peanuts.
G'day, Pete.
Who else is pushing at the moment? We've got Jules, who's going faster again. A purple second sector. First sector.
Jules on an outlap, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say we're getting this, sir.
All right.
Rob.
Just
Yeah, he's
confused
trying to
by
be-
my own telemetry. Never mind. Yeah, he's definitely not going faster
trying to
now,
be-
is he?
No,
Camouflaged. He's not camouflaged with that sort of livery, is he? Yeah.
no, but
In
he's
Canada.
definitely getting out of the way, letting everyone pass like a good boy.
And it slipped past me last week, Chris, because of how many people were in the box. But we never actually introduced you and welcomed you to the stream. So I want to make sure we do it this week, as you've slid into the DMs.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Welcome
That's
to the
Chris
stream,
with a
Chris
K.
Mania. Chris with a K.
That's me. Yep.
Wait, by the way, Chris, I don't know, or Grackle guys, well, you guys do custom livery when you're racing. Why don't you just do something the same color as the track so your car's almost impossible to spot?
Believe it or
That's
not,
what I
that
would
would
do.
probably be bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would work very well.
Grackle's car is probably one of the most standout-ish, and he still managed to get involved in the T1, or not even T1 incident. of
Not
last
even,
race.
yeah. Right at the end there of that runoff, that red runoff there just before T1, and I had someone literally on top of me, which was a
You
good
could also do like
fun
the
time.
color of the Rolex signs and so forth, as Peanuts is improving on his time.
Jules clipping the wall. Don't know if he's got any damage there.
It's a little bit too close.
Exit of the first chicane. You can tell that did not look all that clean and tidy, but we'll see. First sector from Jules. How's it looking? It's half a tenth down. It's still pretty quick.
You could definitely get away with those kinds of impacts sometimes.
So long as it hasn't caused him damage heading into the second sector.
If you don't damage your wing.
He set a personal best second sector, so I mean, he's probably fine. It's remarkable. 21.461, which is about half a tenth faster again. So it's about on par for what he's done so far. As Joe, holy moly, an 8.4. What a lap. Provisional
Yeah,
pole for Joe. What can Jules reply with? He does improve a 108.497. So is that a bit of track evolution, perhaps? Some of the faster drivers just gone almost a half a second faster.
I think as we go on, the track's cooling down at the moment. So, Biggles mentioned a bit of rain. I think that was forecast like half an hour out from the start of quali. And as you know, that quali is over within 20 minutes here.
I'm dancing.
So-
I'm dancing.
While the
I
track
wanna-
may be cooling down, I don't know if that's bringing the softs into contention a bit more.
Well, I'm telling you, Socks at the moment, I had to send him an invite, so he's had a bit of a disconnection. So hopefully he
Oh,
can
did
get
he
a
drop?
time in. Yeah, he dropped, so he's back at least. Let's hope he can get out there and get a time in because he hasn't yet to set one, with a couple of minutes left of qualifying.
Tiho not improving. Wolfman up into P4, so there's some of that pace coming in now. I love controller. The first driver in the 9s. So we've got 5 drivers in the 108s. That's amazing. That's some incredible
Let's see
times.
if Gilesy could bring it, right? It's his mum's birthday, so I'm sure he wants to make his mum proud and get that car on pole and bring it to Joe.
Is it his mum's birthday? How do you pick up this stuff?
Yep.
I suppose you spent a race in the box already once, yeah?
I did, yep. And I helped blow out the candles. No, I didn't actually. His mum blew out the candles, but I had a bit of the cake. Delicious too. Thank you very much for that. But
Zox
he's in the pits.
Zox has decided that the alternate strategy is not going to work for him today. He's come out on the softs. What's Mog's been doing? So he's come out on the softs. That 108.9, was that an improvement on his medium time, or is that his time from his mediums?
I think it might have been a soft run, but I'm not sure.
Interesting, because I believe his plan was medium to soft, and I suppose people are looking too quick, so he's decided to throw that plan in the bin.
Confirmed is gonna in the trash. We don't know when the Americas what a bin is. P11 confirmed is with the rev glitch that I'm getting, but he's going to definitely improve on his time. He's going to be looking at probably where Oreo is, perhaps.
As he comes
crosses
across
now.
the line. Ooh, improves, but not
No.
quite fast enough to get into the 9s. We'll stay on board with Zox. And let's check this one out the whole way through. Can he avoid the wall? That's the wall that Jules clipped and still went half a second faster. He's turned 6 and 7. Really tricky exit here through 7. I like to short shift into 5th there. You lose a bit of time, but you gain a bit of wheel traction.
Yeah, you also had like cars on top of your cars, but we don't need that for Soxy, do we?
Incredible entry there into the second chicane. It almost looks like a cut, but he manages to keep the margin fine. Purple second sector. What's he got in it? Oh, is that a bug? It's potentially a bug, as the game does... The telemetry I've got does not agree with the game there, so I think that's the old second sector bug. Yeah,
21.4 middle.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
21.2 is...
Definitely not faster, but it's looking tidy. So, top 6 potentially? No, he's bailed out. He's not happy with it. He wants the option. I think that's him saying, you know what? I'm not going to put it up the front. I'm going to start in P12 and have the option.
Why not, mate? You get the inters, start the race on.
Forecast for the race looking like overcast at the start. But anything could happen. Zox is out again. Has he crashed? Maybe
he's just retired in the pit lane.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I think so.
I said he left the session, so check with him.
Oh, did his game crash?
I'll send him another invite.
Peanuts so far. We've got 2 drivers with 9 flats, so I guess when I said there's 5 drivers in the 8s, there's 2 drivers who don't need to do much to go faster. But as the track continues to get colder, has that meant that it's maybe a little too difficult now to really push?
You can see it's looking a bit sad out there at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, we love a sad race here at Canada.
Well, I don't know if you're one of the 20 or 19 in the previous race. It definitely did not get the impression that anybody liked the sad race.
So here we go,
So
Peanuts.
Joshy? Yeah.
Peanuts on the back straight. How's he looking so far? Personal best in the first 2 seconds, and there's the wall of champions claiming another victim. Behind him on track is Jules. Can Jules improve? He does improve slightly. And Alex coming across on the mediums goes purple in all 3 sectors. Just kidding. He was invalidated.
That was me.
So it looked like Peanut has an allergy to turn 14 of Wall of Champions.
Well, it wasn't mean. He was purple in all 3 sectors because he was a purple car. Yeah. So there you go. Confirmation that Moggs did indeed
give up your
put
day
that time on the mediums. Yeah, sorry. On my day job, yeah, I get to make way more worse jokes than that. So that's the one option we've got. We'll see what Confirmed and Zox decide to do when they get in there. But Joe, probably the surprise of the session with pole. Congratulations, Joe. Well done.
Fantastic lap.
And Moggs out of the points in qualifying, which is crucial. So Jules picking up a couple of points. Let's have a look at the standings again quickly while the drivers sort their strategies out. So 3 points for first, 2 points for second, 1 point for third place on the grid from qualifying. That gives Jules a bump. I think 2 points makes it 30 points, the gap between Moggs and Jules at the top there. That's fiery. That's making things more spicy, and I like it. Any more predictions today? We've got one from Biggles that will be getting a Wolfman podium. Is that still looking good? What do you think, Biggles?
It's done, mate. We already signed the deal. Checks in the mail.
There you go.
What stamp and send it.
What about you, Chris? How are you feeling about today? 12 drivers. What could go wrong?
I don't think it'll be too spicy. Compared to the last race, the weather's going to be much nicer. They're going to be able to get out there and really kind of just grind out their time trial laps, you know.
So this
get into the rhythm.
This race will be more like the Nando's Lemon and Herb rather than the the Peri Peri.
Well, this is the Canadian Grand Prix, guys, here in Montreal, named after the Mount Royal, the hill in the heart of the city. No building can be taller than the cross on that Mount Royal. It's also the film capital of Canada, so there should be some legendary shots here today.
Is that seriously a rule? What a dumb rule.
Yes, it is, sir. Do your research on the flight over. Yeah. The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is named after, obviously, Gilles Villeneuve, who won here 42 years ago. And you also have 32 kilometers of underground tunnels. But at the moment, we're going to be focusing on that 2.7 miles of overground tarmac. As you mentioned there, 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right. About 362 meters from pole up to turn 1.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's kind of a turn as well. It's not an official turn heading up into turn 1, but there's a kink, and does cause a little trouble as you're trying to jostle for position. We've got the tyre confirmation, so confirmed starting on the softs, and we've had Jules and I Love Controller come together by the look of things, which shouldn't have been the case because I Love Controller should have been in P6, so that's an interesting one.
No Christmas cards.
Have to see how that affects Jules off the line. It can mean that you did not get your tyres up to temperature and can be a bit spicy potentially, well, especially when it's a little overcast and a little cooler. So have to see how that plays out. So we get all the drivers lining up. How long will the delay be between when the lights go out and the drivers take off today, do you think?
3.81 seconds.
And will we have any desyncs today? As Joe has only just joined the session, so did not spot that. AI takeoff, I think it's possible again. We'll have to see. We've got 5 lights on. They go out, and Joe takes off. He's got himself the old desync.
Oh, that's the AI.
It's the AI desync, which has just happened every week so far. Any incidents at turn 1? No, it all looks pretty clean so far. Let's go back a little bit.
Very well behaved.
Very well behaved indeed. I guess that 2.5 second gap that Joe has pulled out, he'll be pretty happy with. Not sure if he's in control of his car just yet. We'll have to find out later. Tiho has managed to get past Jules, so I wonder if Jules was affected by those cold tyres. And Moggs is chomping at the back of Jules.
He's foaming at the back.
Chomping. Oh, they're both lacking a little bit of traction. We've had an incident. We've got Peanuts who's had some kind of fall. Did he hit the wall? He's dropped all the way back though.
He's missing an end plate.
Some of these
bit of duct tape.
Projected pit stops. The mediums starters can go onto the softs and one-stop it, particularly with these kinds of conditions. They
Love control on Alex, P7 and 8. If you want to see that one down the main straight. But it's not over yet. Through the World Champions, 2 aside. Well, I Love Control had to lift off there, otherwise he would have been in the wall.
He's coming back at him.
Alex in turn 1.
He's coming back at him. Confirmed now, sniffing at the back of Alex. Oh, the traction not quite going his way, though. Plenty of positions up for grabs at the back here. Zox is up a couple of spots.
Yeah, Zox is going to be up another one at the moment. Getting park confirmed. He made a little bit of an error, too, going through one of those corners. So
it's a good start there from Zox.
Oh, yeah.
What's happened to confirmed?
He's lost its window, too.
Zox now chasing down Alex. Alex on the softs. Out of DRS range of I Love Controller, so he must have had a little bit of a moment because they were pretty close to each other before. Zox has already caught him. So now heading onto the main straight. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry, the back straight. Is it main straight, back straight? It's the same stretch of road, but then there's a little kink in it. So
this track is 2 big straights connected by some squiggly bits.
Yeah, exactly. By a bit of spaghetti in the middle.
Don't tell the Canadian Formula 1 Association about that. It seems that Zox is going to try to
be fair. It's a very nice pair of straights.
Yeah, I think Zox is going to try to take him into turn 1. Why not? Alex has 300 and something meter run into that turn 1, and he's going to have the inside line, and he's going to cover him off, and he's going to say, "Job done. Thank you very much. Please come again."
All right, now he's got 2 seconds to catch the next driver. He doesn't want, like, on this medium strategy, you really don't want to lose too much from the pack. Like, if you can keep up with them in the early phases, it'll really set you up well for later. Oreo's had a moment. He's lost it in turn 6 or 7. And he's being eaten up. Here comes Zox.
Yeah, Zoxy, man. Can you believe this?
So
from
great
P12,
run so far.
looking at P7 on lap 3.
I mean, he'll be one of 2 drivers with fresh tyres to start this race as well. So that's got to be a consideration. Those fresh mediums versus used softs. The softs that were used in qualifying, depending on how long you and how much you took out of them, they could be already starting to feel the impact of that.
Oh, taking it away from the poor guy. He was doing such a great job. The glass is half.
It's all part of it
for you, Soxy. The glass is half full, not half empty. Don't listen to the Guackle. Who's picking on you here? You've got it. You're going to be eating your Oreos for breakfast here.
Yum yum
Anytime
Oreos.
soon.
Oh, that exit of turn 2. Really tricky to get the power down. Oreo will still have that little bit of a tyre advantage. Zox picks up his first time penalty. So in 4 laps, he's managed 3 warnings.
You cursed him.
And that's
That wasn't
definitely
my
going to be playing a part in the race. Last night, we had a late practice session. And Jules finished the race with 15 seconds of penalties. So that'll be something he's trying to improve. So far, so good. 4 laps, no penalties for Jules.
Oh, it's early days.
It's still quicker than the Australia Postal Service, that's for sure.
As we look at the big movers, of course, we've been following Zox so far, up 4 spots. Peanuts, unfortunately, who looks like he's had to pit and change his wing, down 4 spots. Confirmed hasn't moved. We've got another moment. I think that's confirmed literally as I said the word confirmed. I did that last week as well. Wasn't even watching him and I still managed to curse him. And
What are you doing?
Tiho is... Oh, I just literally done it again. I've said his name and he's fallen 3 spots. I was about to say that Tiho was starting to close the gap on Joe, but it looks like he's maybe gone a little deep into turn 1 and lost out.
I was going to say, check Oreo. Battling it out with Soxy. Doesn't look like he's going to get it done, does he? But don't mention his name.
I'll say nothing. I'll say nothing.
Chris, change the combination lock. Change the lock. Change the lock on the commentary box.
I think it's okay. I don't think I'm going to get him. It would have happened already. Bang into the wall. Oh dear. Moggs on the mediums, keeping up with Jules. Like, he does not need to get past Jules here. This is a conservation period for Moggs. You have to play it calm, cool, collected, and play the long game because Jules has the better tyres. Moggs has to beat him on the strategy and save everything for later.
And not be cursed out there, as Mad Doug was saying, mute Guackle.
I have all the power.
Oreo still on Soxy, can't do too much about it, but look at Mogsy. Yeah, as you said, cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, I know. Like, what's the play here, Chris, do you think? Like, does he just sit there? Does he try and get past? It doesn't look like he's trying to keep up with Jules too aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. And, this kind of thing really comes down to what your pace is compared to them. Like you said after the last race, you made an interesting point where you were like, you follow the car in front of you for a lap and you kind of look at where they have a delta compared to you. And you kind of analyze that, run the numbers in your head, and then make an informed decision based on that, right?
Yeah, like sometimes you don't know what kind of setup they're running. You don't know how much wing they've got. So I had this moment battling Zarko where we were neck and neck down the straight, and there was just nothing between us. I'm in Rich with my battery getting unloaded, and so's he, and there's just no change. So I can't get past him that way. So I had to find and figure out another way as Tiho comes into the pits, one of the first front runners, so maybe he had a bit of damage. Now's probably a little bit of a stretch to go the hards, but you could make it work. But yeah, so sometimes you do have to, I guess, analyze and figure it out, but sometimes you also have to just sit back and be patient as well. As Wolfman picks up his
This is not a
first
chess
penalty.
match. This is Formula 1 racing at its highest
absolutely a
level.
chess match.
It's a chess match that happens at 300 kilometers an hour.
Exactly. with front wings that are worth, upwards of $100,000 Australian. Like, it's a tiny little bump and you've just basically spent the amount of, more money than I would earn in a year.
Tiny pocket change for Jules' contract at the moment. Alex, well, it's pocket change for him is trying to get past Windu. And that's battle for P8 as they're going to go into a spinge, which will be turn 10. Big hairpin, as you all know. Get a good exit. Get that DRS toe down the main straight. Cartman was asking about dragging into the commentator's box.
What was Moggs making a move on Jules? He's got the DRS down the pit straight. And he's got the job done. How about Alex? Can Alex do something similar? You get a double DRS here from before turn 10. And it sets you up for 2 straights of DRS, but Alex can't benefit from that. Wolfman into the pits. Moggs, P2. That is huge. That has to be demoralizing for Jules, because Jules knows he's got the better tyres. Jules was telling me last night he thought the softs could go 8 laps. I then went and did 14 laps on my softs. So, does Jules just eat tyres?
Yeah. But I saw you actually getting a paint can out there and just painting a different coloured tyre. You had the hard tyres and you put a red stripe on there, so I'm not quite sure that
If I could only go for 12 laps on the hards, I'd be pretty worried.
So Cartman's asking if you could pop into the commentary box. That's up to you guys.
Negative.
Yeah, you got all the powers that be for that.
Jules falling back behind Moggs. So the tyres look like they've fallen off a little bit for the softs. They're coming towards the end of that stint. Now is too early, I'd say, to box for those mediums. Moggs, that's a crucial time penalty for Moggs there. Moggs now on 3 seconds. Jules clean so far. As we see more drivers coming into the pits. Let's keep an eye on what they're coming out on. So Wolfman on to the mediums. Is he 1 stopping? Is he 2 stopping? Let me know in the comments. Tiho right behind him on the mediums as well.
So Wolfie, well, he's the first man that's made that pit stop. And so we'll keep an eye on him. He's currently 18 seconds behind Joe. The pit stop around here is 22, so he's looking pretty good at the moment. He's got to make those tyres go to the end.
So
Come on, Wolfie.
The track conditions, it's 28 degrees, which is on the higher end of what Canada gets to. We had the qualifying session when people started to drop off was around 26, 25 degrees. So it's pretty good running, but I don't know how much that impacts just how many laps you can get out of those mediums. And 25, 26 laps is a big stretch. So I reckon some of these guys that are on mediums early are potentially double stopping. As Jules is into the pits. Here he goes. Let's check what he's doing. Is he going with the mediums or the hards? It's the yellow striped mediums. And we've got some of these guys down the pit straight. Jules is going to come out right in this battle for 6th and 7th. Such an interesting pit exit here. There he is as Jules popping out. Tiho very cleverly covering him off on the racing line there. But Jules will have that tyre advantage. And there is his first time penalty. What's happened to Oreo? Oreo looks like he's lost a couple of spots. Is that just in the pits? It might just be in the pits.
It is. He's come back out P8. Wolfman has really put on the pressure right now. While those guys were struggling with those tyres, Wolfman put the best lap in that he's done, a 12.2. Everybody else is in the 13s.
Bravo, Wolfman.
Well, Tycho, my apologies, at 12.2 as well.
So Wolfman looks like...
him.
Does that mean that Wolfman has leapfrogged Jules?
Yes, he's leapfrogging everybody. That's the other guys. Joe's boxing.
Overcut.
But he's got to make those medium tyres go to the end as well.
As Jules makes the move on Tiho. Getting that done early is great because it means you really cemented on this second straight with the double DRS. Wolfman with the fastest lap of the race so far, 12.144.
Yep. He's going to get out just ahead, and you can see there of Jules. Jules has got traffic, and Joe actually managed to get ahead of Wolfman. So my apologies about that. So Wolfman really pushed it in. He tried as hard as he can to get past with that cut, but it didn't work. But he got ahead of Jules. He
did, and Tiho. So a couple of drivers that he's picked up. That podium, that prediction, it's looking okay on lap 11, but a lot of race left to go. I got a feeling that Wolfman's double stopping this, but I don't know how many people will look to do the same. As we see a little bit of lock up there as the sun comes out. Love a bit of the sun. This little DRS train.
Get too much of that. Wolfie's going to try to take Joe down the main straight here. He's got a lot of straight line speed. He's going to get him even before the Wall of Champions. He's going to send Joe. The Wolfman's going to be howling on that one and send Joe back into P8. 4, which is essentially P2 at this race at the moment because the top two
Doesn't
still
look
have
like
the box.
Joe's given up, though. He's going for the inside. Oh, he couldn't quite stick it together. Potentially a better exit. I think that's done and dusted now, but what can Joe do? He's got the better tyres.
The way about Jules, remember, and Tycho, because they're all pouncing.
Indeed. They're all coming nice and close together. Tiho picking up a penalty, so they're coming thick and fast. Tiho up to 6
This is
seconds.
compromising Mogs and Socks as well, because they are dropping about a second a lap now to these guys. But are they looking to stretch those mediums to the softs? No doubt they will. But they're going to be dropping all the way back out to around where P7 of I Love Controller is.
Jules now clawing at the back of Joe, but Joe has not given up on Wolfman, and can he take the spot back? This
It's gonna be
DRS
interesting
zone
few
is
corners.
pretty big, it's pretty powerful. Wolfman holds the racing line, but Joe's already in front. As Jules picks up
Jules
another
with an
time
enormous
penalty.
cut. That was a big one. That
What's
is
happened to
not
Moggs? Moggs is pitting. He's not
Yeah,
liking the
he's got-
mediums. He's under the softs.
Yeah, 12 laps. Let's see if Soxy, how much he can pull out of that, out of those mediums before he needs to box.
So that basically
Moggs.
confirms a double stop there from Moggs. He cannot go to the end on those softs, no matter what happens.
He's get past Tycho as well because he came out in traffic. And he's struggling.
Yeah, he
get
does.
the
He's not
temperature.
fired them up just yet. He lost quite a bit of time there. He's now out of DRS already from Tiho.
We
Jules,
saw that in the earlier race, did you guys? You were aware of a few people that came out on those soft tyres and just couldn't get them up in temperature and had moments.
got a yellow flag in Sector 1. I think it might be confirmed. It is confirmed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, that's 8 laps on those tyres. Not too bad. He's gone soft, so he has to box again. And Oreo, I love controller.
Battling it out at the back. Let's go back to them. Oreo has the DRS. It's under 2/10. I Love Controller tries to defend with the inside line, but it's just job's done before he even gets there.
It's going to be interesting when they come out. Their battle, are they going to be ahead of Soxy? Yes, they will. Zoxy. And Zoxy
Zox
might
comes
come out
in.
around where Window is, so it's going to be very close.
So these guys just destroying their tyres, or are they just, they've got a predetermined plan that they're just sticking to? Because they're so early to come in off those mediums. I guess they're looking to just finish strong and go double soft. Bang, bang. Look at
That's
the
a question
tyres.
for Chris. As
So
Jules is gonna
Zox,
be
no, Zox
bouncing.
has come out on the mediums again, so I guess he's
That's a double. Yeah, he has to go back in the
Medium,
pits
medium,
again. Jules is
soft.
now tucked up behind Wolfie, who's tucked up behind Joe for the battle for the top 3. He's there. Moggs is going to be in that picture soon as well.
already
Jules
within
try to
DRS. But Joe leading the way quite comfortably, given that he's got no penalties. If he can stay clean, it all looks pretty good. So that early, I guess, AI glitch of sorts, where the bot manages to get a head start, you'd say that's definitely negated by now, but Moggs puts in a 1:11 flat. Great time. on
Guess
those
what? You just
softs.
cursed him. You just cursed Joe because he picked up his first penalty, so it's game on between them.
There you go. Let's have a look at that. So
God,
yeah,
it's getting a bit claustrophobic up the front here, isn't it?
it is tight. It's a little scary. Is this going to bring Tiho back into it as well, as all of these guys are going to be battling for a while? Isn't it great to see, though, as Moggs picks up another time penalty? Great to see so many drivers so close together. That's what we want.
It's hurting Moggs more than anybody because he's on the soft tyre. As Wolfie's trying to make a good Josie, on Wolf that he has. That means Moggsy can sneak one up on the inside here.
He's got to run
He's got
at
the
him.
better tyres.
Outside, in front.
He's got the better line, or the inside line at least. Not necessarily better, but it'll set him up. He's that extra grip. You can just see how much he took out of Jules in that corner as well.
Yeah, I think Moggsy's looking for a 3-for-1 special here in Canada. He's got better tyre.
Wolfman's keeping up, but he needs to be patient because Moggs does have the DRS. And all this
Taking
fighting.
the Jules line over that right-hander of the chicane.
I see.
I think he spent one of his warnings on that.
Zox may have picked up a speeding and a pit lane penalty as well, because he's up to 8 seconds of penalties. Peanuts could win this from 9th with no penalties. Good luck, Peanuts. I don't want to jinx you.
You just probably already commentate cursing means that'll come in now.
So what I was saying before was Tiho could be catching up with these guys as they battle, but it just seems like this DRS train is actually clawing them away from Tiho, which is fascinating.
I think Mogsy will have Gilles for breakfast when he comes down into turn 10 if he gets a good exit out of that, which he should, as Tycho gets that penalty as well. So you'll see, Gilles locks up there. Even Mogsy had to lift off a little bit and try to avoid it, and now gets on the power early on the loud pedal, and I think he's definitely going to have him when that DRS act opens up and gives him 17 kilometers an hour down Casino Straight.
Yeah, but Jules still has DRS. So they're all just clawing their way back to Joe, who's managing to hold on in front. 2 drivers out of the 12 without penalties. Wonder if that'll stay. It looks like 3 different lines from these 3 drivers up the front. That first 2 quarters. Window makes a move in the background on Peanuts. Peanuts on the old mediums. So Window up in a P9.
Gilles is getting held up by Joe. He needs to get past him, otherwise Mogsy's going to have him soon. And that's your train, really, the top 4. All separated by 1.5 seconds.
And pulling away from Tiho, crucially, in 5th. So Tiho falling behind, but he's in his own little race back there. 7 seconds adrift of Oreo in P6. Moggs struggling a lot to stop the car, but he's very close to Moggs on the exit.
He's got exit speed. He's going to get Gilles. Could he even get Joe in one straight?
Oh, it's a double toe. Oh.
Yes.
Jill's
He
defending the tie. It's all going to be down to the
Oh
braking
my
zone.
God.
They're almost 3 wide.
Close your eyes. Hold on.
Moggs gets him. Did Moggs clip the wall though on the
It
exit?
seemed like
Yeah.
Moggs gave the wall a bit of a love tap there.
Oh, it doesn't look like he's lost any end plates. So if it's front wing damage, it's minimal. And we all
He just wanted to add a bit of paint to the Wall of Champions there.
Indeed.
That could have been the overtake of the season if he would have got both of them into that final corner, but at least he got one.
It looks like Jules thought better of the whole situation and decided to just not fight it too much. That was
probably
scary.
wise.
Very scary.
Yeah, he's sick of visiting the medical center.
Now, I'll throw you guys back to Monaco, where Wolfman was running P4 and won the race because of everybody in front of him fighting. Is he thinking about that now? Is he thinking about P1, if he just sits here and just lets them do all their thing, anything's possible? I would be.
Who, sorry, were you mentioning again?
This is Wolfman at Monaco. He managed to win the race from being 4th behind 3 drivers who were very clearly just faster than him. As Moggs is making the move on Joe. And Zox and Jules came together there. Joe holds the line. So brave driving from Joe. Whew.
Oh, yeah. You're going to go 3 abreast of the turn 1.
Oh, this is even more
DRS.
spicy as Jules comes back into the fold, and Moggs has fallen back down to P3. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. If Wolfman plays his cards right, these guys in front of him will just keep fighting, and he'll just pick up the crumbs.
The only thing is his tyres maybe boxed a little bit earlier and did get that undercut on some of those drivers. He is back off a race here earlier, so he knows his track better than most of these drivers. He's already had that. He's already tasted the champagne in Canada. He's been on the top step. He wants it again. He's hungry for it.
He's
howling for it.
Alex in P11 is closing in on Peanuts. Let's have a look at the purple machine. Looking pretty racy here as he reels the Peanuts in. No allergy present here. Oh, they're both a little sideways out of turn 7 there.
That was proper Formula Drift.
Who can take the better line through the chicane?
He's just
Peanuts
gotta
looking
line
like he
him
got
up
a
really
better exit out of turn 9.
Jules and
10
Job
is-
are incredibly close together right now.
Alex
I
can
would say Alex is
reach out and touch him into the DRS
social
zone.
distancing, guys. Social distancing as take-all boxes from 12 laps on those mediums.
Yeah, so the medium's just not lasting. And in goes Peanuts. So Alex picks up a couple of spots just by staying out. Unfortunate. We wanted to see the battle.
There's plenty of battle going up at the front.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying
It's a war.
to give some of these other drivers a bit of airtime, you know. But this front battle is just so good. You don't really want to look away.
Oxy needs to get past Gilesy. He's got the better tire. They're going to start falling off the cliff soon. Now, there's going to be a huge DRS toe down this back straight. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have a back marker in there for a 5.
So Confirmed just hoping that he can be dragged along by this battle here. Jules is getting very close to Joe. Joe taking the defensive line. He's done this a few times. Oh, Jules with a big cut there. He turned in way early. He had to correct. He had to unload the wheel and then have another crack at it. They both lock up. Plenty of tyres sliding everywhere.
They built a 9-second gap now to Oreo and P5. So this is basically like a Formula 1 and Formula 2 race. That's split.
Window now up into P8. Closing in on Tiho, who has got the fresh tyres. If that was me, I'd be, if I was Window, I'd be just trying to claw onto the back of Tiho and hope that he can propel me forward. But it looks like he's already fallen out of DRS, which is always the risk.
Well, I think you're glad you have a Halo one, other because if it was you, there'd be a car piled on top of you. There we go. I'll never let you live that one down.
Oh, I didn't do anything. I was just a passenger. Definitely glad that there's a Halo.
That's what they all say. The wall hit me. I never hit the wall. No, I know. That's true. So, Mogsy, you can't do anything right now. Those tires just aren't playing into his favor. But Gilesy can't do anything.
He's trying to set something up as Moggs comes into the pits. Yes. So Moggs and Wolfman both into the pits. Let's keep an eye on this. Are they both going into the same box? Oh, you don't want to see it, but they're all good. They're all good. The undercut, how strong is it? We'll have to pay attention to where they come out.
How do you know what team box to go into?
You don't. Anyway. That's the problem. you want to pick one. Yeah, you want to avoid pitting at the same time as someone else, just on the chance that it might happen, as it did to Tiho last week. So
they've come out. So Mogsy Wolfie,
16,
2 seconds between
17 seconds behind. Wolfman a little further back. He's lost a few seconds in the pits there. Gap's now 3 seconds. It was 3/10 before.
Did he serve a penalty?
No, it's just a longer pit stop. It's a 22.47 and a 23.63.
Interesting.
So it's about just a second. So just the entry and exit speeds cost him a little bit of time.
Wow, that's...
So, yeah. Can Joe, Gilesy, and Oreo take those 12-lap mediums to the end?
I mean, they can, but they're clearly not doing them very well. Like, the tyre life is not... 25 laps, that would be 25 laps on the mediums. Not an easy thing. You'd be asking, is there a puncture? But you can do it. So this is sort of like that race at was it Austria with Verstappen and Hamilton, where Hamilton
Oreo's boxing.
Hamilton tricked them.
Oreo's boxing. They've got past Oreo easily. Really, Tycho's the fastest man on track, as you can just see there.
10.8,
so he's blistering on those fresh tires. He's shaved 2 to 3 seconds away from these guys.
Jules is falling behind Joe as well. Jules is almost out of DRS range here of Joe.
Yeah, these front guys at the moment, that's interesting. Jules is at 13.1.
Undercut is so strong. I'm looking at Moggs. He's already gained well over a second on the front pack here.
Yeah, they're in early 12s. The guys up ahead are in late 12s or 13s, so they are in trouble right now because they're falling out of any gap that they have.
Jules is out of the DRS range, so you got to think he comes in. Let's see, is Joe in? Joe's not in. They're staying out.
Can they stay out long enough for the softs? Is that what they're trying to do?
Well, if you gamble, sometimes you lose. We're going to find out.
It's Casino Straight that they're going down right now, so talking about gambling.
Moggs now the gap to P1, 15 seconds, now showing 14.9. It was 16. So he's 2 seconds in 2 laps. That's just huge. Yeah, now, someone who I think has a much easier time of going to the end is Zox. But again, we've just seen drivers boxing after 14 or so laps on those mediums, so they're just not liking them. Window into the pits after 14 laps on the mediums for another set of
Moxie and
mediums.
Wolfie 112.4s last lap. 112.5s for the leaders. They've shaved another second out of them.
Moggs is down. The gap is 13.9. That's another second. That's, yeah, huge. What's Wolfman doing at the moment?
Wolfman last lap was a 11.5. 11.4 for Moggs.
So they've both caught these two. They're already past.
Yeah, I think that's working brilliantly for their strategy. So you've got to respond right now. Jules and Joe need to think about, and Sox, what do you do? Each come out, lose a little bit more time, eke come out and get some softs, or come in now and get some fresh boots on. Jules is going to take it to Joe too at the moment for that P1. They're still battling it. And more so, the more they're battling it out, the more they're chewing through the tires, and the more it's costing them time to the other guys behind.
Yeah, straight up. It's not even close now. With Moggs, if these two box now, they're going to come out, 4 or 5 seconds adrift of Wolfman. I think Tiho's even past these guys now.
And that's okay because you're going to have the pace.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
you got to allow yourself enough time to get the overtakes done because you're going to have to re-overtake drives. So you don't want to wait until the very last moment and then go, okay, got 5 laps to get an overtake. As Julesy picks up a penalty, makes that 9 seconds for him, so he's definitely struggling.
Yeah, he's not doing too much better than the practice race.
So Moggs has caught Zox. Zox on the 11-lap-old mediums, who started P12, currently sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, Sox is doing pretty good, exactly. P12 to 3rd. Doing a solid job, but he has to box again, otherwise he's going to be in big trouble. There we go, at the battle at the lead, that's finally changed, hasn't it? It looks like, it hasn't done yet, as Moggsy and Zox as well. A battle, I think, obviously, Moggsy's going to have him, but Jules and Joe, they're at it, aren't they? It's like schoolyard kids, you can't separate them.
Jules hasn't done it, he's gone wide. Joe might come back at him. You'd be pretty brave to stick it through the chicane. Okay, now he's got it.
They kind of slotted into position there and then came back out, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a tight one. Moggs now, the gap almost under 10 seconds to these two.
Jules has got to get on with it. He's got 9 seconds penalties. Joe has 3.
You
so
either
Joe
have to
knows that.
box now, or you're staying on these tires and hoping for the best. Because it's just, you're losing so much time now. So the gap now,
hoping...
if Jules boxed now, he'd have 5 or 6 seconds to overcome, which he'd have the soft tires to do, but that's not an easy feat to do on Moggs.
That's true. And you got to get the overtakes done as well and keep your front wing. They may be preying on a safety car, a virtual safety car. That would be like brilliant right now if that was to happen. Well, that's a big if, of course, because most of the field,
Tiho, staying behind Wolfman, is now within DRS. So it's looking pretty good here. The podium's going to be all over the place, and here comes Zox. Zox is into the pits, so he'll be going on the softs without a doubt. And we'll have to keep an eye on his pace. We've got a yellow flag, sector 3. I think we're all good.
He's going to lose that to Ariel. I don't think he's going to lose that to Peanuts. You should get it. No, he won't. Peanuts is boxing anyway, so if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm not. I am mistaken.
Confirmed. Confirmed as boxed.
Confirmed. Yeah, Peanuts will get him. There it is. But Window won't, so he'll be back out in P7. That gives you an idea of how much time you're going to lose now. But have the freshest tyre, the grippiest tyre, the paciest tyre, and then the time is not on your side. Lap 27 or 35. The leaders at the moment, Jules and Joe, have to realise, hey, if I got a box, I'm only going to have a handful of time, of laps really, to get the overtakes done.
This Window
Never
picks
heard
up
the
a
word
penalty.
paciest before.
Everybody in the pack has a penalty. It's a shame.
Yeah,
We're gonna
get a penalty.
You have to see how this is. Yeah, they're just dishing them out left, right, front, center. It's amazing. I'm not going to look at it yet. I'm going to pull it up for the last few laps and just see how bad it is. I can see it on my telemetry, but I'm going to keep it a secret for the viewers at home. But
we'll go back to Alex at the moment. I guess give him a bit of screen time there. He's on the back of I Love Controller because we know what's going to happen with Jules and Joe. They're going to be switcherooing some positions. I don't think Alex can do too much about that.
I don't think they're coming in, guys. They got 7 laps left.
Alex has a massive run on our controller there.
He's got the job done already.
Give these guys at the back some screen time. Oh,
Idle
somebody's
controllers
boxed there
into the
last
box.
minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always scary, isn't it? You got to
7-lap-old softs. Is he going for a fastest lap there potentially?
I'd say he must be, and that's not the best day for I Love Controllers, starting from P6 and now down almost outside the points.
Oh.
He's got to get. Oh, he'll get a fastest lap anyway, right, guys? Because you don't have to be in the top 10.
Do not have to be in the
he'll
top
get
10.
points anyway because of our point structure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
If he can get it, it's his. But it's a big question.
Mogsy now and Wolfman. They're the guys that potentially could win this race. I'm telling you, still, Wolfie's looking good to win it. I'm glad. I'm going to be jumping to go down to my local TAB and collect that money because he's on 3 seconds of penalty. As you said, you don't want to bring up the penalty surprise, but yeah, he's like on pacey right now, and he's 10 seconds away from the race leader. And those guys are going to be struggling on those tires, aren't you? Almost 20 laps now, Jules and Joe have done.
Yeah, no, we don't have telemetry on them, but I guarantee you they are looking at... They're probably rears in the 60s by now. And maybe even nudging onto the 70s.
Somebody lost the front wing. That's Tycho.
Oh,
Yeah, Tycho lost an
Tycho.
end plate. I was just on board with him. So that's an opportunity for Oreo in the Alpine car. Try to pounce on that because that's an end plate lost in a high downforce circuit. You're in trouble.
So the gap now between Moggs and Joe, 5 seconds. With 6 and a bit laps to go.
Guys in the Twitch world, Cardi, Sir Joshy, Mad Doggy, and all the other lads and blokes down there. Give us your predictions of who you think you can win this race. You got about 6 laps to get it done. Talk to my bookie. Maybe we'll double or nothing.
Oh, Joe going for a move on
Foxy.
On Jules. Yeah. They're still fighting for this lead.
Oh.
Jules is forced wide through turn 2.
Joe gets it back.
Tiho's boxing, so that damage may be too much. So Joe back into the lead.
This battle, remember, these guys are in the 12s and 13s. It's 11 for Mogsy. So Mogsy's like, yes, keep going, guys. Keep going. As I said, Soxy at the moment is... Sorry, no longer Zotex. The driver formerly known as Zotex is Sox. And he's currently in P6, the fastest man on the track with the soft tires. It gives you an indication of what the speed will be. That means Joe and Jules, it's it. You have to commit now. You can't box.
Yep,
because you're going to come back out. You will actually be just ahead of Zoxy. And that you're out of a podium. So now that's it. Game on. But you're going to be losing. Look at Mogsy, 2.6 seconds behind them now.
He is coming.
Right. Yeah,
he can see them now. As we ride on board with Moggs. Moggs would be buoyed on by the fact that these guys are just there. Look at that. Although those time penalties, I'm sure, are going to come into play here.
Mad Dog's out there confirmed what I suspected, that Wolfie for the win. I think so as well. Good on you, Mad Dog. Checks in the mail. Let's see.
Man,
what's
it's
going
an
on with the
interesting
rest
one,
of it.
isn't it?
Hey, touch wood. I'm not going to commentate curse this one. We still have 12 drivers in this race, and hopefully we're going to have 12 drivers finish this race with a little over.
As Wolfman picks up
Ooh.
another 3-second time
That was
penalty.
your fault, Mad
That's
Dog.
all
That was
on
your
you.
fault.
That's all on you. You two can fight it out,
was
Mad
Mad
Dog
Dog.
and Biggles, but that wasn't Gwackle this time. So the gap now under 2 seconds. Moggs is coming. Oh, there's a little bit of a slide there out of the exit of turn 9.
I think Chris has been quiet with his predictions. Chris, what about you? Do you think to win this one?
It's gonna be pretty spicy. Hey, it's gonna depend on that pace in the last few laps.
Don't avoid the question. Give us an answer. Give us a driver name.
Yeah, confirmed.
What did you make the fence out of that you just sat on?
Yeah, exactly.
Tiho looking racy in P8
typical
here.
commentator. Go ahead. Yeah.
Peanuts on 11-lap-old mediums, and the job's done. Tiho just so much faster there, up in P7. Probably asking a lot to go any further, but as we know, penalties, they're going to play a big part in this race.
Are you going to spoil it and show everybody those penalties now?
I think it's about time, as Moggs has caught the back of these guys. Let's have a look at the time penalties. Moggs with 12 seconds as he passes Jules.
Jules dropped it.
Well, no doubt he's dropped it. He's probably on the edge of a puncture As Joe looking pretty sweet there up in P1 with only... Oh, there's Jules's 12 seconds of penalties, so... That's unlucky. He was going to leapfrog Moggs. Now he's not. But Joe, the 9-second delta.
Speed difference.
Joe can just let him go, though. Is he going to get 9 seconds in 3 laps? I mean, it's possible, but like...
That also depends on Joe not making a mistake like we just saw Jules make.
Exactly. And we saw Joe kind of... I mean, making some interesting decisions last week as Moggs picks up another time penalty. 15 seconds. Jules right back into this. All right, how's Wolfman looking right now? That podium's looking pretty strong.
Yeah. I'll tell you, let's look at this right now. Wolfman, 6 seconds behind Joe. Joe with 3 seconds penalties. Wolfman with 6 seconds penalties. So Wolfman needs to get within 3 seconds of Joe if he wants to win this race. Now, Joe's lapping 113.2s. Wolfman's lapping 112.2s. So he can take a second a lap out of him with basically a handful of laps left. He's got to get that down to 3 seconds. He needs to take a second a lap out of Joe if he wants to win this race.
Let's not count Zox out of this as well. Zox only 3 seconds of penalties. He's sitting on the soft tyres.
Joe and Moggs touched.
He's putting in some good laps. Yeah, Joe needs to play it smart. He doesn't need to hold this position. There's 12 seconds difference between these two guys. Joe...
That battle's cost him.
Joe needs to play smart.
Wolfie's down to 4.6 from the leader. If he gets in 3 seconds, he's got it in the bag. And I'm telling you, he better. Because I've got a lot of money running on this one, Wolfie. No pressure.
Something pretty drastic is going to have to happen to Joe for Wolfman to overtake him.
I still like Zox for a podium here. He's 17 seconds back, which would make that, what, 20?
I think, I'm totally right on that one. Soxy from P12 until podium. That's a great drive, and I think you can get that one too. If you don't commentate, Kersey. It's good.
Some of this telemetry looks... Yeah, there we go. We're updating now. So 15 seconds now, which is how many penalties that Moggs has. There's 3 seconds difference there between Zox in P6 beating Moggs, who's P1. And Zox is closing the gap there. So there is going to be a lot of movement at the end of this one.
Thing is between Joe and... It's Joe and Wolfie for the win. That's it right now. Those two drivers. So the gap between them, I had to work my math out because I could just see Wolfie's 5 seconds to the leader, but Joe is about a second off the leader, so that's going to be really, really close. Wolfie needs to get down to about 4 seconds from the leader. He's 5 currently at the moment with 1 lap to go. That's going to be a stretch. Joe picks up a penalty. That's it. Game over. But Joe is still looking to win this race.
Sector 1.
I think that's confirmed round.
Confirmed not having the best day today. I feel your pain, Confirmed, my man. I feel your pain.
Leaders are approaching him now, actually.
Okay,
yeah,
so
last lap.
Jules.
13-2 for Joe.
Oh, Joe picks up
12.
a time penalty. That's 6 seconds now.
That's it. That's
Oh.
race win gone for Joe. That is race win gone. I think. Ooh, yes. No, it's close.
It's close. It's very close. So he and Wolfman
very close.
will keep their spots. They both have 6 seconds.
Yep.
So it's still his. Depending
So
on
who's P3?
what happens now. This is just...
P3.
Oh, who knows? Probably Confirmed. Confirmed. Just give it to Confirmed. Oh, what's happening here?
Yeah, man.
Tiho
I
with
think it's
18
Soxy.
seconds.
Soxy's got the P3. They're coming around now.
14 seconds. It's going to be
line
close.
soon.
I feel like we need to hand out a point to fewest penalties, which is Zox at the moment.
I've said that before
Only
many
3
times.
seconds.
I've said that before many leagues. You should
All
always give
right,
a point.
here we
Forget
go. The
fastest
first
lap.
one across the line is Moggs, but we know he's not going to keep the position. There's Joe up into P1. Jules will leapfrog. Wolfman has leapfrogged the both of them into P2. Where's Oreo going to come into? Oh, he's not gaining on P5. Zox only managing to get P5. Tiho, well, he's going to go backwards. 18 seconds of penalties. How far back does he go, though? Peanuts could pick up a spot here. Window could pick up a couple. Peanuts leapfrogs Tiho. Window manages to get Tiho as well. Alex. I mean, this is just... I don't think I've seen a race this chaotic penalty-wise. It's incredible. Well,
guess what, guys?
there we
Guess
go.
what? They've all finished. Congratulations.
Where's I Love Controller?
He's
comes.
coming across the
Here he
finish
comes.
line now.
Don't crash, controller.
There we go.
No DNFs, well done.
100% drivers finish.
Yeah. And all my years of commentating, I've never seen a race finish with 100%.
Zox
can't be
driver
serious.
of the day, as the game has decided. What about you guys out there on YouTube and Twitch? We have a driver of the day survey, I believe, in the description. So jump in there and vote for who you thought was driver of the day. And of course, please let us know in the comments.
That's going to work brilliantly, I'd have to say there too, for Soxy getting a whole hell of points. Joe obviously will make his championship run a little more closer.
So look at that. Look at all those penalties. That is just something else. P1 Joe, congratulations on the win. Wolfman right behind him, very close. It all came down to those penalties in P2, and Moggs holding on to a crucial podium ahead of Jules. But Jules managed to get that extra point in qualifying, so that title fight continues to get more spicy. Zox in 5th. A great drive from Zox from 12th up into... I mean, he's only 5.8 seconds behind the leader after all those penalties, so he was knocking on the door if things had have gone any more interestingly. And Oreo in P6 after a couple of moments.
I lost a bit of cash there, Wolfie. You just finished by 1/10 of a second behind Joe.
Let's just
So,
have a quick look
yeah.
at this incident list to see just how long it is. All those penalties.
We didn't have enough time.
So, guys, what did you think about that race? You've got a driver of the day, Biggles. Who was yours today?
Wolfie. It had to be Wolfie. He started in P5. Started in P4 and finished in P2, and after a win as well in the previous conditions. You'd have to say, because what it's like. Back-to-back races are hard. It's stressful. It's tiring.
It is.
Absolutely tiring.
That is spot on. What about you?
It's all about back-to-back races.
Yeah, I did the whole season did 20 races last season, and at one point I had 5 DNFs in a row, which was demoralizing as well.
I was thinking your record-setting live stream.
Oh, that one too. Oh, I've just put that out of the back of my head because it was just it just took so much out of me. Let's
Zotex
welcome.
would be my second drive of the day there. Sorry, Sox. Zotex, because that nice drive from the back of the field too.
It
Finishing
always feels
P5.
wrong for you to say it correctly. I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, remember too, he was having disconnection issues during qualifying, so he started at the back of the field.
Very true. He
finishing
was
P5.
not
That
able to
solid.
get a lap together. Not able at all. We wait for Joe, but I mean, Moggs, you crossed the line in. I mean, I think it was P1. I've kind of forgotten with how many penalties you had, but what an interesting race there. You finished P1, but then after penalties, you still managed a podium. I'm assuming you're pretty happy about managing to get a podium after all of that.
He didn't get the get the podium. Sorry.
Yeah, no, really happy with it. It was kind of it was an interesting race. Really interesting with Joe and Jules just going for the one stop. I was actually kind of expecting them to do a 2-stop, which would have worked, I think, favourably for me. But yeah, no, they stayed out. It was hard to get around them, and I knew that I had so many time penalties, and I think I was just kind of doing a bit of damage control. I just needed to get ahead of Joe so I could at least get some time away from Jules. But yeah, happy with the race.
And just before we move on to the race winner, Joe, coming up, but that strategy didn't look like it went to plan at all, Moggs.
The race strategy?
Yeah, is that exactly how you planned it from the beginning?
No, I wanted to qualify on softs. I didn't want to qualify on medium, so that actually threw out the whole race.
But I guess what, you put in a lap that you couldn't beat on the mediums? Did you try?
So I put that lap in with the mediums so I could throw everyone else off, or tried to at least, so that people would try and go on the mediums. But I went and put softs on. I tried to do a lap. I put too much fuel in the car, so I was like, oh, I got to go back in. And then I went back out. And then I think the track was starting to dip down. So, yeah.
Fascinating. Interesting. Always got to be careful. Joe, congratulations, my friend, on keeping it together.
Thank you, man. Thank you
your
so
race
much.
victory. Well done.
I was not expecting to get a win because I know Jules and Mox were very fast, but I somehow managed to put a banger pole up apparently just before my PC started to disconnect for some reason, and that's why I had a bonus start from the race. Anyway, it was really hard to stay on the softs. It was starting to go away around lap 7. And at that point, I was like, should I pit right now and go for 2-stop, or I should hold out a little bit? So I chose to stay out, and yeah.
And we've seen you before driving across the line with a puncture. So how close were you at the end of this race? What was that tire?
It was fine. It was around 85.
Yeah, no worries.
I was like, 85, it should be fine. You could go for 2 or 3 more laps.
Yeah, 105. You can try that next time.
Sure. But I think from practice race yesterday, I learned a lot because I know if they can't overtake me before the wall of the champion, then they can overtake me on the straight.
Yeah. You got to play it smart. Exactly.
Yeah, I just hug down the inside and hope for the best. So, yeah, I guess it worked out.
You hugged it. So yeah, well, you also did the longest stint on the soft start there, 10 laps. What percentage were they? Like 90 something? I don't know. What were they?
I think the soft were fine, like around 50ish. But the thing is, the tire didn't switch on, so it was like, I don't know, a little bit cold. The track was cooler, right?
It was a bit cold, I think.
Yeah, so that's probably why my setup really didn't like cold track. So that's why. Yeah, I chose to stay out because I know the track will warm up.
Yeah, and
with the Pirelli team are down there checking your tires right now, so we'll see about that scrutineering. So go ahead there.
I'd say, Wolfman, you're probably feeling a little hard done by, unlucky on the last couple of laps picking up that extra penalty. You probably thought you could get the win, but congratulations anyway on P2.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was interesting. It was a good battle between us 4. Before the second round of pit stops.
Yeah, it was great. And how were your tyres towards the end? As you probably had a smarter strategy, maybe.
I think they were fine. I didn't even check. I just was too concentrated on trying to not pick up time penalties and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a
7
very
lap
interesting
softs,
one.
14 lap mediums. So the.
And did you find the same there as well? As what Joe's just said, that you couldn't switch on the softs, or medium seemed to be the tyre of choice?
Yeah, I felt like the softs wore out really quick for me, so I figured I'd try and do the undercut on the front guys, and it kind of did work for a bit. But then I got past on the back straight there, and then yeah.
You lost the race by one tenth, and you lost me about. Well, I don't even mention how much money you lost me with my bookies.
Bazillions.
In the race.
Bazillions. Lots.
1/10. You were catching, and certainly when Joe got that very last minute penalty as well, because he was on 3, and then all of a sudden he got 6, and that was game on between you guys. Do you think that race win might have been available for you, Wolf? Like a back-to-back race win?
Oh well, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, that last penalty I picked up because I had a bit of front wing damage because I hit the wall on the main straight there.
Oh, well,
the chicane.
Champion drivers hit the wall of champions, is all I can say about that one.
Yeah, so it was a bit more understeer in the car after that.
Very tricky, very tricky. Well done, everyone. It was certainly a battle to watch and behold, the 4 drivers up the front there for however long they were, jostling for position. Joe managing to hold out Jules a whole bunch, and I'm sure Jules is sitting there kicking himself at all the penalties that he managed to rack up as well. We kept the viewers in the dark for a little while just to see how that would play out, and I don't think any one of us could figure out how the maths all worked, so we had to just wait and see what was going to happen. But well done, everybody, as we look forward to next week, where we have a week off. So put your feet up and enjoy the Queen's birthday weekend before we return on June the 20th for Belgium, a fan favourite, a driver favourite. Is anyone feeling super excited about Belgium? Does anyone love it?
It was the legendary race here last season.
We are going to be able to have a Belgian race while the track itself is potentially under like a meter of water. So we may not even get to see the F1 cars drive there. So everyone will have to make sure they tune in to see the OCE Racing League take us all around Spa.
Bring the wets.
Bring the wets. Well, we still haven't had a wet race in Tier 1. We tried to tee that up today, but it didn't work.
I was dancing, like rain dancing like crazy down there, but it didn't work, did it? I tried. The rain was coming during qualifying, but didn't quite come in the race.
Indeed, it was too late.
To try a bit harder.
Yeah, maybe you got to get a better dance, Biggles.
What if we have a race in Panama? I guarantee there'll be rain.
Oh, we'll just go to Darwin as well. Easy. Done.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining me. Congratulations again to everybody on finishing and to our podium place winners. I'm sure people are still a bit confused as to where everybody finished after all those penalties. Thank you again to Chris and Biggles for joining me in the commentary box, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. At what time do we kick off? 7 o'clock-ish Australian Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you here in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Nice.